Hello. So you're probably wondering why you're staring at a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis and/or Mega Drive, released back in 1992. Well, funny story actually, this isn't actually a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, released in 1992, because if I was able to get my hands on one of those, that would require me selling my arms and legs in order to afford it, and I kind of need those. I like having my arms and legs attached to my body, so yeah, neat little thing about this thing is it's not actually a game. So then you might be wondering, well, if this isn't the cartridge for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis and/or Mega Drive, released in 1992, then what is it? Well, this right here is part of a new line of collectibles called Console Heroes, and it's a really neat idea. It's basically just taking a bunch of old 90s video games that were released on the Sega Genesis and just immortalizing them by making them into a little diorama. So that's pretty neat, if you ask me. And you might be wondering, well, it isn't really looking like a diorama right now. It's just looking like the cartridge for the game. Well, you can actually get it to look like a diorama by turning around over here, and you might be able to see along the spine here there is a hinge sort of mechanism thing going on, and that allows for this thing to open up, so you just have to place it down like this. Although it is a little tricky to open it up, or at least it is tricky to open it up one-handed because my other hand is holding the camera. So we're just gonna make it look like it opened up all on its own with the magic of video editing. So just snap my fingers like Thanos, and we should hopefully have this thing open. Whoa, that was crazy. Look, it's open. I accidentally also manipulated time because for some reason 20 hours have passed in between this clip and the one that you just saw 5 seconds ago, because after I filmed that I went to bed. So kind of forgot that I was in the middle of making this video. But yeah, look at that. Whoa, it's Emerald Hill Zone from Sonic 2. Whoa, isn't that pretty wacky? Anyways, so you get a bunch of things to set this up. First of all, we're gonna be talking about the figures that you get. So let's just look at So those. You get two figures in this diorama set, and the first one you get is Sonic. Now he is in this running pose, so let's just get him. Get a look at that. So yeah, or I guess this is technically classic Sonic now that I think about it, because this is for Sonic 2. Unfortunately, he is just fixed into this one position. There isn't any articulation on him, so yeah, it's just this one piece. So yeah, if you want a Sonic action figure that has articulation, yeah, you're probably better off just going over to Jack's and getting one of the 4-inch figures, or 2.5-inch if that's more your thing. But unfortunately, I live in Australia, and Jakks Pacific hates me because I haven't seen a single Sonic Jakks Pacific figure anywhere in Australia. I don't know why. Australia is the worst country if you're a Sonic fan, because they barely have any merch here. The next figure we get is Tails. Now he's looking a little bit weird because he is in his flying mode right now, and you might be wondering how we set him up so that he isn't just falling over. Well, that is a very easy question to answer. You just have to take this transparent pole and just impale him with it. So yeah. And when I first bought this back in November, yeah, that's right, I bought this in November and forgot to do any videos on it. Am I stupid? But yeah, anyways, when I got it out of the box, it was really hard for some reason to stick them on the pole. Both physically hard because I just got it out of the box, and it was also mentally hard because I'm just dude, this is gore. This is gore of my comfort character. What the hell? But yeah, you can just I don't know, spin around. You just have to place these things on these little pegs here, which you might be able to see all over the thing. So yeah, we just had to stick them there. Yeah, I haven't really mentioned it, but this is really great sculpting for these characters. They're at such a small scale, and they somehow pack in a lot of detail. Here we'll just slap Sonic on here. So yeah, overall pretty great designs. I would just like a Tails that isn't that I don't have to impale in order to stick on the thing. I just threw on the other things that you get in the set. So you just have these 3 rings here, just slapped onto there. And might have to actually remove Tails to see this other part, but you actually get the title card for Emerald Hill Zone, and it specifies that this is Act 1, so that's pretty neat. I don't know if you can see it because this piece is so goddamn small. But yeah, you just clip it onto one of the side like bits on the like the lid panel here. And they also have like this like sort of like 3D like effect going on with like the background, with like the loop in the foreground, and then you also have like the background, and it's actually just like printed onto like this like cardboard like piece of cardboard in the back here, because I don't know if you can see it, but you can like it can kind of move like in the back, like I don't know, it isn't really like fully like securely like attached in, but like I don't know, that's just a little nitpick that I've just like randomly discovered about this. Yeah, you just get like a little like graphic of like the background of Emerald Hill Zone, so yeah, that's pretty neat. So yeah, overall this is a pretty good diorama set here, and yeah, it's pretty good, but you might be sitting there wondering, like, okay, you've reviewed the thing, why is there still like X amount of minutes left of the video? Well, you thought they were just gonna stop there with making a Sonic 2 diorama. They obviously had to go and make Sonic the Hedgehog 3, released in 1994. Was was I just like gonna start that off like a Sonic 3 and Knuckles retrospective video? Like, no, that's not what I was gonna do. So yeah, they made my brain just schismed out for a second. What I was trying to say is they made one for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Unfortunately, no Sonic and Knuckles. I don't know how they would be able to do that, because like, you know, the lock-on technology. Don't know how you can do that with this. But yeah, you get the gist. This thing opens up, and the zone that they decided to do for this one is a little bit weird. You know, you'd think they'd do something like what's iconic Sonic 3 zone. You'd think they'd do like Angel Island Zone, or Hydro City Zone, or Hydrocity Zone, whichever one, potato, Ice Cap Zone, but no. They decided to do Carnival Night Zone. So yeah, I actually got this one as a Christmas present. I totally wasn't expecting it. I was gonna get it anyway. Like I was gonna buy it like after Christmas, but no, I just got jump scared by this. So yeah, so yeah, I should probably just like go into the figures now. So the first figure we get here is Sonic, and he is like doing his epic classic Sonic pose right there. It's like pointing up to the sky. He's just standing there, like looking totally badass. And yeah. And like I mentioned earlier, like insane amount of detail on such a small figure. Now I have to stand him up on these pegs here, because it is literally impossible to stand him up normally. Like he just keeps falling over. Like what the hell? So yeah, he literally cannot stand up without the without these pegs here. So that's why they've like put like little like holes in their feet so that they can like stick on there. So yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty good, if you ask me. Here he comes, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call him Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle. He'd rather flex his muscles. So yeah, next up we have Knuckles the Echidna, which this might actually be the best design that they've done for this lineup. Just look at him, he's awesome. Like they got his big hand, fist, knuckle, hand thing. And if you spin around, you can see like on the back that they even got like the tail back there, so that's pretty neat. And nice sculpting like for the coils there. So yeah, that's pretty neat. They put in a lot of effort for this guy alone. Like, of course, they put in a lot of effort for like the Sonic and Tails ones, but like I don't know, there's something about this Knuckles, like I don't know. And another interesting thing I noticed about this one is that he can actually stand up without needing support from the pegs. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. Like he gets bonus points just for being able to stand up on his own. Like I don't know what was up with that Sonic. I don't know. I think the Sonic one might have been a bit like too like top heavy. Like I don't know, his quills are kind of bringing him down. But this guy, he can just stand up. Of course, he won't stand up for long if you like get like rougher than the rest of them. So here I have set the thing up, and we can get like a full look at it. So we have these spikes over here, just the three simple ones there that we see in a lot of Sonic games. We have a ring right next to them, and we have a balloon back there that's just sitting in the backdrop, which you have to actually like plug into the actual base of the set. And then up there we can see the title for the level, which is Carnival Night Zone Act 2. which we can tell that this is Act 2 because over here we have the button that Knuckles presses to turn off the power in the stage. So yeah, that's actually a pretty neat reference. And yeah, they pretty much got everything here for Carnival Night Zone. Like you can tell that this is supposed to be what is like represented in the games. But the only downside is that if you wanted to make like a fully faithful adaptation of Carnival Night Zone, you would have thrown in the spinning barrel of doom. But I can understand why they didn't do that, because if they included the spinning barrel of doom, they probably would have given a bunch of 90s kids an instantaneous heart attack just within like being within like the distance of the spinning barrel. So yeah, overall, I actually really like these two dioramas. Hold on, let me just get the other one. Fell over. Hold on, something fell off it. Hold on, let me see what that was. It was Tails. He fell off. I don't know why, but this stupid pole that I have to stick onto him, that like it keeps falling off the base. Like I don't know. But yeah, I'm just trying to line them up a little bit. And I knocked Sonic over. Yay! Okay, there they are. It looks a little bit weird that there are two Sonics on the screen, but hey, we can just pretend that this is Sonic Generations, even though these two levels didn't show up in that game. It should have been the Sky Sanctuary Zone and Chemical Plant. Boy knows, Sky Sanctuary was technically part of Sonic & Knuckles, and that wasn't included in this, so I don't know. Might be teasing that they'll make a Sonic & Knuckles one in the future, and if they do that one, then obviously Sky Sanctuary Zone is the most iconic one from the game. So, yeah. But you might be sitting here wondering, okay, they've done Sonic 2, they've done Sonic 3, where's Sonic 1? Well, they did make a Sonic 1, but it's included with the Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, I guess, depending on where you live. It's in, like, the giant, like, Sega Genesis, like, collection, like, that they released. And I was wondering why they released, like, the Sonic 1 with the Sega Genesis, like, console that you can, like, display all the figures on. I was wondering why they didn't just release Sonic 1 on its own, but then I remembered back in 1991 when Sonic 1 came out, it was like packaged in with the Sega Genesis, so that's actually a pretty neat reference. So yeah, I actually appreciate that like attention to detail there. But yeah. Of course, the Sonic ones aren't the only ones that they released. They also did a Street Fighter 2 one and an Altered Beast one, but I don't know anything about those games, so I mean it wouldn't be a fair review if I bought those and talked about them, because I know nothing about Street Fighter. All I know is that there's a movie coming out and they showed it off at the Game Awards. You had time for a Street Fighter's movie at the Game Awards, but you didn't feel like announcing a new Sonic game. Like, what the hell, guys? Come on, Jeff Keighley. So yeah, I guess this is a hit the like button if you want to see me review the Sega Genesis like console like case that like you can display all the figures on. And it also, you can kind of like store these cartridges in it, like in the place where you would place the cartridges to play the game. So, I don't know, that's pretty neat. But yeah. And also another reason why I want to get the Genesis one is because it comes with a bunch of like extra like villains from a bunch of Sega games. Like you get the guy from Streets of Rage. You also get the guy from Golden Axe. Again, I know nothing about those games, but the main drive behind like the extra bonus characters that you can get in the collection case is you get the Death Egg robot from Sonic 2, and you get Mecha Sonic from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Like they never make any like merchandise for Mecha Sonic, and you can just get him like in this collection, like if you buy the Genesis. So I don't know, I might buy it now after finding out that Mecha Sonic is in it. So yeah, I don't know. I might make a part 2 whenever I get my hands on the Genesis, because I haven't seen one in stores. Like I've seen these two in like EB Games, which is like the Australian GameStop, but I haven't seen the Genesis with Sonic 1, so I might have to go digging on Amazon or eBay to find one of those. So yeah, I don't know. I guess you'll see that video whenever I get my hands on one. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications. I kind of forgot that I was filming this on my second channel, so I'll leave my main channel like in the description or in the comments, I don't know. Since some of you accidentally stumbled onto my second channel without previously knowing about my main channel, so oops, probably should have marketed that better, but oh well, I'm here now. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye.